From Texas neo-westerns to alien invasion thrillers, their films are landing on screens all over the country, and their newest is out on July 3rd. Today I'm sitting down with Andrew and Isaac Lewis of Denton Film. Denton's got it all: the food, the music, the art, and of course the people. And behind every corner there's a story worth sharing. And that's what this podcast is all about. Denton's best, one conversation at a time. I'm Brad, and this is If You Didn't Know, Now You Know. Welcome back to another episode of If You Didn't Know. Really excited to sit down with the Lewis brothers. Isaac, Andrew, welcome to the studio. Glad to have you guys.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Y'all excited to be here, or is it kind of?
Yeah. we don't do many things like this, so
y'all are kind of incognito out on the web.
Yeah. We're not real great at marketing ourselves, but we let the work speak for itself, I guess.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that work and maybe get the word out a little bit more about you guys. Y'all are doing some really cool stuff, and I said this earlier when we were visiting, it just never ceases to amaze me, kind of all the cool stuff and people and creative things going on, and you guys are right in the thick of it here in Denton. So
yeah, man, I agree.
Excited to sit down with you. Well, let's start. Before we get into what you're doing now, let's start back up here. As obviously brothers, is it just the two of you in the family, or you got other siblings?
Man. We actually have 4 sisters, so it's a pretty big family.
Okay, two brothers, 4 sisters. Okay,
yeah.
And where'd y'all grow up?
Right here.
Yeah, right here in Denton.
Yeah.
Really?
Born and raised in Denton. We were born at Flo Hospital, which is now, I guess, a big apartment complex.
Yeah, that's where I was born.
Yeah, right on. Born there, grew up on Panhandle Street most of our lives, and have always been in Denton.
I didn't realize that. So, went to Denton High, or was it still Denton High when y'all graduated?
It was actually the first when they closed Denton High.
Yeah.
And everybody was going to Ryan. When they reopened Denton High, it was 9th grade only. Okay. And we were the freshman class.
So y'all twins?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I ever knew that officially. All right. Okay.
Yeah, identical.
Yeah. 2 minutes apart.
You look very similar. That's true. The beard covers it up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you can go to our YouTube channel and check out Andrew's beard.
Well, we're old men now, so the years tend to create a chasm of what we look like, from when we were kids and identical to where we are now.
Yeah. So okay. So when you got out of Ryan, then did y'all do some college, or did you go straight into filmmaking? How did you get to where you're going?
Actually, we didn't go to Ryan. We graduated Denton High School in '97.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We went to NCTC like a lot of people, a lot of folks from Denton do, and did not finish associate's degree there. Just jumped in the workforce, started raising a family, and Andrew and I always wanted to be filmmakers or make films. We did as children, but I don't think it was ever really. I never thought it was an option, as a career that you could do. Being from Texas, way far away from Hollywood, it wasn't really a thing that we thought was an option. So it was kind of a hobby growing up, from being little kids making movies and even into our 20s, short films and writing stuff. But
so like VHS kind of work back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our stepfather back in the late 80s bought an old Panasonic, new Panasonic then, full VHS recorder, and we used to make movies with that, which we still have some of those old ones. We had a buddy, Aaron Griffith, who is a Dentonite who still lives here. He was a filmmaking buddy of ours, and we would make action kung fu movies with him. That was his big thing. and then with our buddies Jeremy and Eric, when we were teenagers. So yeah, I kind of went the camcorder high 8, when we were kids.
What's editing like in that world? At least when y'all were doing it.
Well, there's 2 ways to do it. So you can edit as you shoot.
Yeah.
You just stop and start.
Yeah.
Your cuts as you want them, or you connect 2 VCRs together, and you have the recorded media in one and a fresh tape in the other, and you stop and start and then rewind and record between the 2 as you're watching it on TV, and that's how you edit.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
It's basically just pause.
Right.
You hit record, and you hit pause and play, and pause and play.
Yeah.
You just kind of find your cuts that way. And I mean, look, there was probably a better way to do it. But,
Yeah, that's how
you
you
know,
do
being
it.
10 years old or 11, 12, 13 years old.
You still have some of those?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool.
In fact, I still have one of the VHS systems that we use to record, and it still has a piece of tape on the top of it that says on, because one of them would say on and one of them would say off. That was kind of how simple it was for us back then.
That's cool. So y'all been hooked on this from an early age, really.
Yeah.
And so
Even before it was really an option as a career,
Yeah.
we thought that's what they did over there. We can't do that here. And we would even go buy, Final Cut Express for $100
Yeah.
and put that on a PC and use that to edit when you found out about nonlinear editing.
Mm-hmm.
And we would do that. And it wasn't even something that we thought was going to be what it is now. We had no idea that it would turn into this. It was just more of something we like doing,
Yeah. What is so you're just kind of learning the craft as you go, or was there some where did you actually learn once you say, okay, we're going to really get into this?
Well, I think,
Self-taught?
learning the craft as we went, but I think a lot of that was sort of practice at storytelling,
Yeah.
less technical and more just like, wanting to tell a story when you're a kid and when you're a young adult. I think there was a point definitely in my 20s when, and I can speak for myself when I say, and I think Andrew the same way, when we were writing a lot,
Mm-hmm.
writing short films a lot and even working on feature-length ideas, not really knowing where that would take us or if that would take us anywhere. But it was, I guess we just had something within us that was like, this is what we want to do. And so we did it without any sort of expectations. And we sort of built up a library of little short stories or short films. And it was just a lot of doing that in our 20s. And it wasn't until we were in our 30s that we got an opportunity to work on a film, not having ever worked on any kind of feature film before.
Right.
We'd
just
never really been
our
on
own
any
short-
set,
Yeah.
other than the little short films we've done.
Yeah.
Nothing professional.
Yeah. And a director, through a mutual friend, kind of found out that this was a dream of ours, and he said, "Hey, do you want to come work on a movie that I'm shooting in Dallas?" And we're like, "Yeah,
Heck
okay."
yeah.
We both had full-time jobs, raising families,
Yeah.
responsibilities.
I mean, literally had to take a vacation to go work on a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. What kind of what were y'all doing before you got into trying to make money doing film?
I mean, you want to talk about a life full of jobs before
Yeah.
getting into the industry. The last job that I had before I jumped into the industry was driving a forklift. I drove forklift for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Some blue collar stuff.
and I was doing that when I got that phone call.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a web designer and software developer
Okay.
for a company out of Dallas, and that was able to take time off to jump on a movie
Yeah.
with my brother for some guy that we didn't really know that well, but
Yeah.
he was making a movie that had a pretty decent sized budget.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say decent size,
It seemed like it at the
anything-
time.
anything would have been decent for us. It was definitely sub-$1 million
Yeah.
low budget film, but for us that was like, wow.
He's
We're
got
gonna-
real
we're
money.
We're gonna
Yeah.
work on a movie with actors and cameras, real
Man.
cameras.
That must have been really exciting.
It was very exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, it was still to this day, in many aspects, it was the best filmmaking experience of my life because it was all brand new.
Yeah.
It's like going to summer camp with all these new people that you're
Yeah.
meeting that are really talented and they know how to do a lot of stuff you don't know how to do and learning a lot. It was a crash course for sure, but what often happens in those situations happened to us. We got the bug. We kind of always knew that we wanted to do it, but experiencing production on that level like we never had before was like a magical experience, and we knew that there was kind of no turning back.
Well, it was also the realization that these are jobs.
You could actually make money.
Yeah,
doing this, yeah.
people do this for a living.
Mhm.
And it's very difficult to have consistent work and make enough money to do this for a living, but people do it. A lot of people do it.
Yeah.
And if you can, kind of build your community and collaborators, and you can find a way to work together, like you can make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's a great
cool.
point. That was eye opening for us because you have this this idea of what filmmaking is when you're just watching movies growing up. It's like Hollywood is this
Right.
untouchable place, and there's movie stars and these big directors that you grow up watching. But when you step on your first set and you meet all the crew members and the different types of people that work on movies, and you realize that this is like
There's
I just
people.
got done driving a forklift.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of the same thing. It's just it's another job. It's a way to put food on the table.
Yeah.
And that realization was like, oh, if I get good at this, I can actually make a living doing this, doing something that I love to do.
So what year are we talking about?
That was
2013.
2013. Yeah.
2013. Okay. And so what's the name of that movie?
Daylight's End.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight's
End. Yeah.
Daylight's End. Okay. How did it do?
Great. I mean, it continues to do well. It's
Yeah.
kind of a cult zombie film that
Okay.
I
hadn't heard of
nobody really knew what. Andrew and I for sure didn't know what we were doing. The director definitely did. It was not his first film, but I didn't know what we were making at the time. It was just I was just happy to be there, and
Well,
it's turned out to be a really great thing.
A lot of important relationships were formed on that film. People that we've been working with for years since then, and particularly the director. We've now produced 3 movies and about to do a 4th for him.
Yeah,
his main producers.
Yeah.
So we started out. I was a second AC, which is a camera assistant.
Okay.
And Isaac was the second AD in the production department. And those were our first roles on the film. We met that director, and fast forward, 13 years later, we've been producing movies for him for almost over 5 years, almost 6 years. something like
Okay.
that, yeah.
Wow. That's really incredible. So he had just heard through a friend or a network that
Yeah,
you
we
guys
kind
were
of kept
interested-
up with him loosely since working on that first movie. I mean, look, we got on that first movie, and then the movie wraps, and I go back to driving a forklift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do? I just
I
had this
tasted my
incredible
dream, yeah.
experience. And I was fortunate enough a couple weeks later to get a phone call from a producer out of Dallas that was working on that film, and she was like, hey, I thought you were great on this movie. Can you do this little movie? We don't have a lot of money, but you were great. You want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so I quit my job and decided I'm just going to take a leap and work in the industry full time and did that. And it was just that belief in myself, which is a really important thing when you're jumping into any industry, but an industry like this that's really competitive is you got to believe in yourself. And I naively did.
Yeah.
And it kind of paid off to the tune of a career in the
Yeah.
industry.
And you gotta love it, but you gotta keep on loving it, because a lot of people start out with the passion and they love it, but you can, just like anything else, you can get burnt out.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It's a hard business to stay in love with if you don't have the passion for the craft. There's a lot of filmmakers out there who've been able to figure that out, and a lot can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to have the passion, but I mean, and you got to get a little lucky. But I think you guys proved that you just also got to take the risk, jump in. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do, right? Believe in yourself and be willing to take that risk. And when you're young, typically there's not as much at stake. But when you'd already started raising families, there's a little bit at stake there. It's like,
But
it's
that was a big deal.
It was not an easy decision, that's for sure.
But great decision, good call. Well, so from there, when did Denton Film officially get started? When did y'all launch?
I guess I can speak to that. I mean, at least from my perspective, I started a career as a first assistant director in the film industry and was becoming pretty successful in that. But in doing that, I was out of town a lot. Not a lot of movies are made here.
Yeah.
And being out of
Not
town
yet.
a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's growing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But especially at the time.
Right.
And I remember I'd just gotten off of a film. Gosh, what year would that have been, Andrew? 16?
16,
I think. Yeah. And Andrew said, man, we gotta get you to stay in town more. We need you home. And so his idea was, let's just start a little production company and start shooting stuff here. And what do we call it? I don't know. Denton Film.
Well, really, the story that goes back
Very
further.
creative, but
So
it's great.
2016, 2017 is when that conversation happened.
Yeah.
But really, the idea of Denton Film was before we worked on that first movie. We got a call from that director, and he was like, "I got a buddy who's shooting a proof of concept for a feature he wants to make. Can you help him out?" And we were like, "Yeah, of course. We don't know what we're doing, but we'll try and help him out."
Forgot
Yeah.
about this.
And it was like the night before we had to drive like 2 hours the next day to this guy's set. We didn't know him, and
I think we were doing sound on that.
we were doing sound.
Yeah,
I've never done sound since. I shouldn't do sound. Don't know why.
but we had
had-
the equipment.
Yeah. We had bought equipment because we could use it for a short film. So we're like, yeah, we could do that. And the night before we were leaving at 4 a.m, we're like, well, we're going to meet people that are doing this. Who do we tell them we are? Let's call it Denton Film.
Yeah.
And then we can change it later. And it just stuck.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't a thing for 3 or 4 years until later in
Yeah.
You
2016,
really officially
2017.
launched it. Yeah.
We're like, well, we need to just start something here. We want to work here, and we're working with Octopia, which was a music festival in town, for many years, and that's when we were like, yeah, we'll just call ourselves Denton Film. It's easy, and we already started that. So
You started, yeah. Very cool. Well, it's a great name, and I love obviously the tie to this great town. So that's cool. And now today, so talk about what Denton Film is today, because it's not just film, right? I mean, you do commercial work. And,
Well,
I mean, that's where we met. Maybe it is
Yeah.
now, but we initially met
Yeah.
because we were looking for somebody in town, and I think it was Marcus.
Yeah.
The little
We dipped our
guys.
toe in sort of commercial, corporate type stuff for a little bit.
Yeah, y'all did a
Kind of
commercial for us. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
we did it.
We did.
And it was not the only one we've done
Yeah.
for sure. And we've also done a lot of campaigns for different private companies. But that was sort of doing it for people that we know.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, we can help out and do this, or like we have a gap between projects,
Right.
to fill. But the goal has always been feature films, and
Gotcha.
I don't mind saying Andrew and I have probably sacrificed a lot of money over the years choosing to stay honed in on
That's
feature
good.
film producing
Yeah.
and turning down a lot of
it
that
takes a
type
lot of
work.
time
Yeah.
and a lot of focus to make a single movie happen.
Right.
And trying to fill that time between development, prep, production, post, delivery, and all that, and selling it. I mean, the first movie we produced that we shot in 2021, we're still working on that movie today.
Yeah.
5 years later.
Yeah.
It's not much work now, but that movie still has to find a home with international distribution when deals run out. Things like there's always work to be done.
And that one,
So
are you at liberty to say the name of that one?
yeah, that was the channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2021 we shot
Okay.
in New Orleans. And so we can't, it's hard to do commercial work no matter, how well it pays, because you have to be focused when you're working with clients. That's a different kind of work.
Right.
And you have to be highly focused and specialized in that type of work.
Yeah.
And splitting those brains up, we really decided we wanted to just focus on narrative storytelling.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And Andrew and I are kind of madmen because we're heavily involved in all aspects.
Yeah.
People, there's a joke, well, you're a producer, what do producers do? Well, from where we sit, everything, because we help develop scripts, we help, develop projects, and then we get them off the ground and prep, and then we're a part of production and shooting the film, and then we're heavily involved in post, including editing and coloring and all the things that are involved in that. And then we get involved in trying to sell the movie, and it's not totally normal for producers. I mean, we're not completely unique in that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do the same thing, but it's something that Andrew and I really enjoy doing, and we're a small outfit, and we like to have control of all these things, and so we're heavily involved in all aspects of it. So it's very time consuming, and it's hard to find the time to go shoot a commercial or something.
Sure. It might have filled a need at the time,
Yeah.
kind of what you had going on, but you're focused solely on this, and that's awesome. So you're working on, you're directors on a new movie, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And and that's coming out soon, or you got
So-
something coming out before this one, I guess. Talk to me about what you got in the works and
You wanna
what's
talk about Man of
coming
War?
out.
Yeah, Man of War comes out July 3rd. It'll be on VOD, iTunes, Amazon, and it's a great movie directed by William Kaufman. It was our third movie to produce for him. We're about to do our fourth one this summer, but Man of War is a really cool movie about. It takes place over the first 2 days of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Okay.
About some mercenaries who kidnap someone, and then we have a guy who goes in to get her. And starring LaMonica Garrett, Andrew Howard, Daniel Bernhardt, Linz Edwards. And
Totally fictional or based on true events?
So
I mean, obviously the war.
No,
and
The bottom line is it's fictional.
it's fictional, yeah. The director William, who's also a writer, he wrote it. He does pull from real life in certain ways, but he's not taking like one-to-one stories.
Right,
But
right.
he definitely.
That's cool.
He did do a lot of research on the people that were affected and have been affected by the war to really try and integrate some stories into the film. And he did a really incredible job with it too. We're super proud of the film, and real excited.
That's really really cool. Well,
Yeah, so that comes out in like a week and a half or something like that. 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
that's awesome, guys. Well, I know you're looking forward to that, and I can't wait to check it out myself.
Yeah.
And then so as far as your directorial debut, what are you working on now?
Well, Andrew and I co-directed a film last year that we shot out in West Texas, in Marathon, Texas, called Bethesda. And it's really incredible because it's actually got a lot of Denton ties outside of us directing. Grant Wakefield, who's with Weekend Video, was a producer on the film, one of the main producers. And Matt Black, who's a local filmmaker here in town, who also just directed his first film last year, the same time we directed ours. He wrote the film. It was actually the first screenplay he ever wrote that he gave to us back in 2018. And it was a story that Andrew and I really fell in love with and developed over the years and turned into the first film that we directed together.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what's different? And I'm just barely know some of the terminology and kind of what how this world works, but talk to us about the difference between being director and producer. I mean, what extra hats are you wearing that you didn't wear as a producer?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we also produced the film.
Yeah, you did both here, but as director,
but as a director, you really kind of have to trust the people that you hire. Adrian Testelin was a producer on the film.
Yeah, Carly Jones.
And John Robleski and Christian Sosa, along with Grant Wakefield, those were our producers. And even Will Kaufman was a huge influence on the film on the producing level. And so we really had to take a step back and go, okay, they've got this as producers.
right?
That's going to allow us to just be the creatives, and spend time developing the script and spend time casting and all the important things that directors do when it comes to the look and the feel and the tone and the vibe of a film and trying to tell a story, because ultimately we're just trying to tell a story. And bringing all those folks on to produce the film, the film allowed us to just concentrate on creative. And I guess that was a long answer. The short answer is, directing, we were really allowed to just concentrate on creative choices.
Yeah, you get decisions. During big portions of prep and production, you're taking off your producer hat.
Yeah.
When you're producing a movie, that's all you're doing.
Right.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to separate that.
Have you enjoyed it? Is it something you want to continue doing, or you like?
It's
just
my favorite job I've ever had in the industry.
Yeah, you like the directing.
Yeah, we're planning on doing it again. We're working on a few things. Yeah.
Is it common? I know you guys needed to find funding for this film, right? I mean, that I guess is part of the director's job, or is that just kind of
Absolutely?
It's everybody's job. It's the producers, the directors. That's the producers are the ones that generally will kind of make that happen, but the director needs to be just as involved in that.
Yeah.
It's their movie creatively.
Somebody that's putting in a bunch of their own money to make a movie wants to trust that the lead creative of the film, of the project, has a story to tell and knows how to tell it.
Yeah.
And so a director has to be really involved and able to communicate that vision and earn the trust of those folks that are gonna put money into a film. It's
Yeah.
not a small ask when you go to somebody and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, can you give me, $500,000 or $1 million or
Right.
whatever it is you're asking for of your money, and don't worry, I can do it."
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Right, right. So, what can you say about when you think it will be released and how you plan to release it?
Sometime next year.
Sometime next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we're
cool.
we're just about finished in post. The movie is literally weeks away from a few short weeks away from being finished.
Yeah.
And we're in a fortunate situation with our investor that we don't have to go out and pre-sell it. We can actually do a festival run and get sales
cool.
companies looking at it now that it's finished. And so that's really great for the film when you are in a position to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the position we're in. So we're taking our time getting the movie finished. We're almost there. And then we'll be ready to show it to the world. And we're extremely proud of it. And,
I bet.
it's a Texas story that we shot in Texas by 2 Texas filmmakers. And yeah, we're excited.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited as well. So, hitting on that, I want to touch on kind of Texas as, how Texas is doing in the film industry. And then I want to dial into Denton and maybe what we can do. But let's start in Texas. I mean, I know initially when you guys were getting in the industry, it was like, if we're not in Hollywood, we can't play in this world, right? And so that's changed over the years, right? So talk to me about how's Texas doing on this scene?
I mean, look, Texas did something that I think was enacted last September, I think, that I didn't think was going to happen for a long time, and that was give Texas a real competitive sort of rebate program. I forget what they call it, if it's an incentive or a rebate. But, having a competitive program that draws filmmakers to your state is important. And, traditionally, it's been very frustrating for producers and filmmakers that you have to sort of chase these incentives. The best incentive program is in Atlanta, so let's go to Atlanta. Well, now their government changes over and it's not as good. But guess what? Louisiana's doing something great now, so let's go make movies in New Orleans.
Right.
And that can be very frustrating and hard on a crew base for a specific place. But having said all that, it's really great that Texas made that leap and is actually offering very competitive program here, and that changes the game. It changes the game. More movies come here. I mean, Texas already has so much to offer with the different landscapes and different geography. It's just got a lot to offer for storytellers.
Yeah, I think Taylor Sheridan's group really kind of helped.
Help
absolutely
push the envelope there.
For sure,
for sure.
Yeah, and then there's a lot happening in Fort Worth and the surrounding area because of that group of filmmakers making all their TV shows out here.
Right.
It's strengthening the crew base, and it's bringing attention to the state, and I think it's just going to grow. I mean, Austin has always been pretty active.
Right.
I spent a lot of my career driving from Denton to Austin to work on movies.
Yeah.
And that really hasn't changed much, but I think it's getting better. And Ander and I aim to make that happen in Denton on some level. I mean, the next movie that we plan on directing, we plan on directing here in Denton and doing a full production here.
Sweet.
That's the plan, and
Yeah.
I don't think anything's really going to stop us from doing it.
So a lot of cities will set up these commissions, right? Film commissions, and I guess kind of on a smaller scale from what Texas did, each individual city can say, hey, we're really film friendly and we have some incentives. Is that the whole idea of a film commission in a town?
It is, yeah. The film commission is sort of designed to make it a little bit easier for filmmakers to shoot in their town when you're talking about individual city commissions. And not every city has a film commission.
Right.
But a film commission can help it make it easier to permit things and help you find locations and help you get deals on hotels or housing,
Just help with
food
relationships,
vendors. Yeah, connecting people, helping relationships. So when you have an active film commission, it does make it more attractive to shoot in your city.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so the city of Denton's kind of kicking that around, right? At least exploring the
Talking
idea of
about
it. Yeah.
That's what we hear. Yeah,
That's what we hear.
That's what we hear, and bring it on. Andrew and I are in a unique position to be Denton boys, and so come hell or high water, with or without a film commission in
You're gonna
Denton,
make it
we're still
happen.
going to make our movie here. But that's not the same for everybody, and we would love for people to be attracted to come, to Denton, because Denton is a very hospitable place, and we love it.
I think one thing that Denton needs, that a film commission can't help with necessarily, is it needs some success. It needs filmmakers to make a name here, to attract other filmmakers.
Yeah.
That's a big reason what happened with Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of filmmakers have success out of Austin, and then all of a sudden it's Filmtown. Well, that happened for a reason. And I think that if we can do that, if filmmakers can stay here and be successful filmmakers here, that's going to do most of the work.
Yeah.
Towards
And y'all kind of rub shoulders with, you play nicely and rub shoulders with other filmmakers, right? It is kind of this,
we're a community. We love working with other filmmakers.
Right.
It's we need each other. We all have the same goals.
Mm-hmm.
We're not competing against each other.
Yeah. That's cool.
We can only help each other.
I love it. It's one of the things is I've visited with more people in the creative side of the world, artists and music guys or film guys like yourselves. They don't see it as there's just no competition. It's like, let's help each other. Let's jump in there. And in our business, more traditional businesses, like there's almost this scarcity mentality, we gotta beat the other guys and keep it all. But I love the way it is in your world.
In our world, if you create something, people are going to look for who else is creating something.
Yeah.
They're not going to consume something that another filmmaker's done, and now they don't want to consume.
They don't want to watch another movie. Yeah.
No, you're always looking for stories. You're always looking to be entertained.
It's almost like, wow, I've seen a really good movie or film now, and where do I go for really quality? Like I've got a taste of the good stuff. Give me some more good stuff. Yeah.
I think that goes for a lot of the arts here in Denton, though. Yeah. It's something that I've noticed throughout the years. Denton is a really cool arts town when it comes to fine arts, filmmaking, and music. And we've gotten feedback from people that come into Denton that move from other places to Denton, and they say, "Man, this is a really supportive town." Like the artists support each other here, and that's really nice to hear. It's something that we grew up with and something that we know about our community. But to hear outsiders that come in and stay here and live here say that about this place is really cool. So I don't know how common it is, even in our industry, but it is common here.
Well, I love it. Well, let's keep that alive and do more of it. I think part of some of the things we're starting to think about in connection with fine arts, the theater, is just what else can be done to kind of keep and encourage more of that artistic creativity to happen here, what you guys are talking about. Even just exploring crazy ideas, is there a post facility that needs to be done in the city, and what kind of, what resources would that require, but also what would that attract, what's your thoughts on a post facility being in the city?
Well, a post facility, I think I would love that. We do all of our posts, not all of it, but almost all of our posts out of our office here in Denton.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a private sector thing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take an investment from some people, a group of people, and it's a hard thing to decide to do, because if you build it, doesn't mean they will come. I think maybe we were talking one time and you said that, is it if you build it, they will come thing? Well, not necessarily.
Not exactly.
You have to have the right facility with the right talent behind it. But it doesn't mean it can't happen. And the talent is here. So, maybe if the facility's here.
And it helps when a city can say, hey, this is beneficial to the community, and we'll pitch in X amount of dollars to make this happen. That's not unheard of.
Right. Let's go. Okay.
And filmmakers and producers get an incentive for doing production and post-production in Denton because it's outside the zone, so it's outside a certain range from Dallas.
I see.
And so there is an extra incentive for working in Denton.
Okay.
So that's a benefit.
Well, let's figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
That's the plan. We'll keep moving.
Well, I love what you guys are doing. And anything else you want to say about Denton Film and where you're going, or what's next?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's a living, breathing organism.
Yeah.
I just know that Andrew and I made a decision a long time ago that we were going to make our careers out of Denton as filmmakers. that we chose to raise our families here, work from here, knowing that it was going to be a little bit harder. But the democratization of filmmaking throughout the years with technology has really helped us stay here. You don't have to move to New York or LA anymore. And so we love this town and we love this community. And like I said, we chose to stay here and do it from here a long time ago. And it really seems to be paying off at this point.
Love it.
Yeah, I would say that right now, there's always, we're not where we want to be, but we're getting there, and we're in a pretty good place in the meantime because we work in an area. We work in the downtown area. Our office is right off, the square.
Yeah.
The building is owned by Little Guys Movers, Chris and Marcus.
Yeah.
You know them well.
Mm-hmm.
They're big supporters of the arts here in town.
Mm-hmm.
We work in an office with them. We're upstairs.
Yep.
We have weekend video up there with us. Grant and Ryan. Isaac and I work up there with Carly Jones, who's one of our producers. We have a writer, Scott Porter, who comes in and works a couple days a week up there.
A lot of good
There's some
collaboration.
developers up there. Matt and Claire with Moth Eye Creative work up there. So we're in a really good place to create things and collaborate with people in this town. And so, while we're trying to make more movies, we get to be here and do that. So it's not a bad place to be.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping in. I got a couple of closing things. So you're obviously long time, more than long time, forever Dentonites. What's your favorite place to grab a bite or to hang out, or any place you'd like to plug? What? Tell me.
Well, because we're so close to Mi Casita, we get a lot of breakfast tacos happen at the office.
Mi Casita's great.
Dan Silverleaf that's what we like to consider our home bar.
Yeah.
Isaac's wife works at Angeline's, so we're.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up there a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
I love Komodo Loco.
Mm-hmm.
They've got an incredible bar there, and their food's incredible, and that's kind of a go-to place for us. I mean, there's a lot here. There's too much to name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave them all out, but some good
Mm-hmm.
spots you've named there. That's great. Yeah. All right. Well, lastly, you each get a hat there from Norman Roscoe.
All
So,
right.
my guess, a hat there. You get to pick one of those out. And guys, I really appreciate you jumping on, taking the time to visit, and just love what you're doing. And
Well, we like that you do this. I mean, this is a pretty cool addition to the community.
Thanks.
I think it's good for people to come on and talk about Denton, and for you to talk about Denton is pretty neat.
there's just so much good stuff going on.
Humbled to ask to be on. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know the Lewis brothers and Denton Film before today, now you do.